What is up, YouTube? This is yours truly, ATUM-RE, coming at you guys with another video. Before we go in, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Today's video is going to be, is Glock overrated? I know this is going to be one that ruffles y'all feathers. But again, does you guys consider Glock overrated? You know, tell me in the comments down there, but I'll just tell you guys yes and no. I know y'all may not like that answer. But before anyone says I'm talking down on Glock, this is my EDC, a Glock 19 Gen 4. That's my everyday carry gun right there. So I'm just going to be as honest as possible. Glock are basically the innovators of polymer striker fire pistols. They came into production right around 1982. They're not the first to do it with polymer striker pistols, but they are definitely the company that innovated this actual platform, and it is basically taken over the world like wildfire. You have law enforcement agencies all over the world using it. You have militaries using it, and it has been reliable. 40 plus years of reliability. That's a good track record. And the beauty about Glock is that you can find basically parts anywhere with a Glock. Glocks have, accessories that are unlimited. You can have chassis systems. You can do that with other manufacturers, but you're going to find it much faster with Glock. MCK kit, magazines, extra slides, triggers, you name it, customization. And that's why people like Glocks, because they're just very easy to customize. Those are the benefits. It's very customizable. They work, they go pop every time. And that's all you can ask for out of a firearm, to be reliable, easy to find parts. That's definitely not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, if I had to go out the house in a shit hit the fan situation, I'm probably going to walk out the door with a Glock, because again, in that situation, accessories could definitely become critical, and having a Glock, I just think I would be better served and easier for me to find, let's say, accessories, slide, trigger, let's say extra magazines, etc. It's going to be much easier for me to find it with a Glock. Now, the downer of Glock is that Glock has been left behind as far as innovation is concerned. There are many better striker fire pistols when it comes to, let's say, innovation. And I'll just give you a small example. This is not even a major example. This is going to be, let's say, a Canik TP9. It has a better grip angle than any Glock that you will ever hold. Anybody that tells you that this doesn't feel better than a Glock is a liar and a fanboy. It's going to come out of the box with much better sights. You have the updated Glock 19X that has the suppressor high sights, but we're just talking about your standard Glocks. Metal sights, much better trigger, much better grip angle, and much better grip in general. It's not as wide and beefy as a Glock. So I just think other striker fire pistols are just way more innovative. And even, let's just say, with this CZ P10F, it's going to come out the box with better sights, better trigger, better grip angle, better grip texture, all around. Both of these guns are what Glock should be out of the box. I think that's basically everybody's frustration, is that Glock could be much better out of the box. It's a great platform. However, they decide to come out, half-baked. Just like, when you buy an AR-15, it doesn't have any optics. Basically, most people, when they get their Glock, the first thing they do is change out those sights because they don't like them. I just feel like at this point, Glock should do everybody a solid and start, packing those things in box instead of you having to buy that. That's basically my biggest issue with Glock. Also, Glock, as far as micro pistols, are not as innovative as well, because if you look at the 43X, it's smaller, but it's still beefy compared to some of the other options that are in the micro pistols, such as SIG P365, which I don't really like to speak favorably about, SIG at this point, based on what they're going through with the P320, but that's another subject. But you have other options like the FN Reflex. Again, it's about the same size or smaller than the 43X, but it has a capacity of 15 rounds, and you don't have to buy an aftermarket magazine, because the Shield Arms magazine, that is not made by Glock. That is going to be actually an aftermarket magazine, and I don't feel very, very safe using aftermarket magazines for self-defense. I roll with stock magazines when it comes to self-defense. Personally, that's on me. That's up to you. If you want to bet on a KCI mag or ETS mag, have at it, but I'm going to stick with my stock mags. But yeah, like micro pistols, I think Glock has just lagged behind when it comes to that innovation, because again, Hellcat, even let's say M&P, the Shield Plus, it's a more, about the same size as the 43X, but has a larger capacity, and capacity matters. When you're in a situation under stress and you have to maybe, fight for your life. So those rounds, that extra 2 or 3 rounds can matter. You never know. But also with 10 millimeter, I just think the Glock 20 compared to, let's say, some of the other options, lags behind with the trigger. Basically with the sights, the same thing. It's the same situation. And if you compare the Glock 20, let's say, to the FN 510, when it comes to features, the FN10 just blows the Glock out of the water. It's just feature rich. I think that's the thing about Glock, is that when they come out of the box, it's just not feature rich, and at this point, it should be feature rich. We should come out of the box with not a spongy trigger. We should come out the box with metal, sights there, and do something, with the grip angle. The grip angle, again, doesn't feel the same as, let's say, gripping this right here. I mean, it's just definitely a better grip angle on, let's say, this Canic when you compare it to the Glock. It's just a big, big difference. You would have to feel it to know it. But anyone hold these two guns back to back will tell you and look you dead in the eye and say this definitely feels much better than that Glock. But that is pretty much it. Like I said, I am not dissing Glock. I like Glock. Glock has a lot of positives, but again, it has a lot of negatives as well. And that's basically any firearm, to be honest with you. This is not a I hate Glock video, because again, this is my EDC for anyone say that, hey man, you're taking a dump on Glock. I'm not taking a dump on Glock. I'm just being honest, because I see a lot of videos out here, and I'm just saying Glock is not the end all be all. It isn't. There are a lot of options out there, and for everyday carry, it's definitely not the end all be all. Now for shit hit the fan, give me a Glock over basically anything, to be honest with you, because again, parts and stuff like that would definitely be more critical in a situation like that. But that is pretty much all I have, guys, so don't get on me. But I love Glock. Well, I should say I like Glock, but I don't love it. I'm in the middle, not like a fanboy, if I should say. But that's pretty much all I have, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Like always, 2A up.